High above Seoul, the city's lights paint Min Seo's face as she stands in the glass-walled room, a solitary figure against the glittering expanse. She nervously rehearses, the weight of unspoken expectations heavy in the air, her hands betraying her inner turmoil with a slight tremble. Director Kang's gaze is unwavering, his critique sharp and demanding. Again, more confidence, Min Seo. You need to project strength. Tension tightens around her as Min Seo's vulnerability surfaces, her voice laced with doubt and fear. But what if I am not strong enough? What if I fail? They call me a queen without a crown. What if they are right? Junho strides into Haneul Tower, his presence immediately disrupting the rehearsal, an unsettling aura surrounding him. His eyes lock onto Min Seo, a palpable tension filling the air, heavy with unspoken history. A smirk plays on Junho's lips as he confronts Min Seo under the glittering lights. So, Min Seo, still chasing dreams under these glittering lights? He asks, his voice dripping with sarcasm. He leans in, his eyes glinting dangerously. Funny, isn't it, how some pasts just refuse to stay buried? A sinister smile spreads across Junho's face as he whispers, I wonder, what would everyone think if they knew the real story? Min Seo thrashes in her enormous bed, a silhouette against the stark moonlight flooding her minimalist apartment. The sleek, modern lines of Haneul Tower offer no comfort as she grapples with Junho's haunting revelation. You are not an only child. These words echo in the silent room, each syllable a heavy weight on her heart. Her brow furrows, a storm of disbelief and dawning realization brewing within her. Restless, she clutches the sheets, the cold moonlight amplifying her sense of isolation and uncertainty. Sunlight floods Ji Yen's luxurious suite, illuminating the tense standoff between mother and daughter. Min Seo confronts Ji Yen, her voice tight with accusation. Junho says you knew about the deal, about everything. Ji Yen attempts to placate her daughter, her tone smooth but unconvincing. Min Seo, darling, sometimes things are more complicated than they seem. Min Seo's anger flares, her disappointment cutting deep. Complicated? He lost everything. Because of you. Ji Yen's expression hardens, her defense unwavering. I always act in your best interest, Min Seo. You must believe that. Min Seo's voice rises, a lifetime of frustration spilling out. That's what you always say. But what about what I want? What about what's right? Min Seo, expertly disguised, threads through the towering, maze-like corporate archives, a predator in a world of secrets. Her keen eyes scan the endless rows of files, each shelf a silent guardian of buried truths. A pause, a moment of focused intensity as her fingers brush against a dusty, forgotten file. She retrieves a sealed envelope, its secrets yearning to be revealed. Inside the envelope, a photograph emerges. Ari Kim, the Haneul heir, a name that echoes with destiny and intrigue. Inside the Haneul Tower's corporate archives, Junho emerges from the labyrinth of towering shelves, a solitary figure amidst forgotten secrets. He turns, his expression grave as he faces Ari, her eyes wide with a dawning mix of shock and comprehension. The weight of untold truths hangs heavy in the air between them, illuminated by the cold fluorescent lights. Junho's voice breaks the silence, each word a carefully placed stone in a bridge of revelation. Ari, you are Min Seo's older sister, the true heir. The revelation echoes through the silent archives, a seismic shift in their understanding of power and destiny. My exile. It was because I knew this secret, Junho confesses, the price of knowledge etched into his weary features. The grand ballroom sparkles, alive with the murmur of elegant guests beneath a canopy of glittering chandeliers. Min Seo, a vision in a crimson gown, stands confidently at the podium, her smile radiant and poised. A hush falls as she prepares to speak, the anticipation palpable in the opulent air. Suddenly, Junho bursts through the crowd, his face a mask of fierce determination that cuts through the celebratory atmosphere. His voice rings out, a desperate plea shattering the calm. Min Seo, tell them the truth. Under the intense spotlight, Min Seo stands at the podium, her face a mask of apprehension. The grand ballroom buzzes with anticipation, unaware of the storm about to break. Min Seo takes a deep, steadying breath, the weight of unspoken truths pressing down on her. I need to be honest with everyone, she begins, her voice resonating with newfound resolve. About Ari, her gaze sweeps across the expectant faces, a silent promise hanging in the air. And about what leadership truly means. Her voice rings out with conviction. Leadership isn't about birthright, it's about vision, service, and courage. It's about what you do, not who you are. Bathed in the soft, mesmerizing glow of the city lights, Ji-yeon's opulent suite exudes an air of hushed anticipation. Min Seo enters, her approach deliberate, her expression an enigmatic mask as she closes the distance to Ji-yeon. A heavy secret hangs in the air as Ji-yeon finally speaks. "There's something I need to tell you about Ari. She was my firstborn." Her voice laced with years of regret and fear, Ji-yeon confesses, "I had to hide her. The council would never have approved." In the luxurious Haneul Tower suite, Ji-yeon sits, her face a canvas of relief shadowed by lingering fear. Min Seo kneels beside her, her grip firm on Ji-yeon's trembling hands, a silent vow of protection. The panoramic windows frame a breathtaking cityscape, a world away from the darkness that grips them. Ari was hidden," Ji-yeon whispers, the revelation hanging heavy in the air. "They staged a fire to make it look like she died." Min Seo's eyes blaze with fierce determination. "Yoma, I promise, I will find Ari," she vows, her voice echoing with unwavering resolve. Inside the Haneul Tower boardroom, weeks later, Min Seo stands resolute before the board, her posture reflecting the burden of truth. Ji-yeon stands steadfast at Min Seo's side, a silent sentinel of support against the looming confrontation. Junho appears cornered, his unease betrayed by beads of sweat forming on his brow under the intense scrutiny. An attendant approaches Min Se, delivering a letter that could alter the course of the unfolding drama. In the sleek modern boardroom of Haneul Tower, a crisp white letter rests on the polished table, its elegant script hinting at hope. The letter promises that Ari is alive and will return, words that cut through the sterile atmosphere like a beacon. Min Seo rises, her silhouette framed against the panoramic vista of the sprawling city below, a glittering tapestry of ambition and dreams. A genuine smile graces Min Seo's lips, a stark contrast to her usual practiced diplomacy, revealing a moment of pure, unadulterated joy. The triumphant expression of a leader who has seized her destiny, her own path now illuminated before her. Sunlight bathes a bustling Seoul street, casting a golden glow on a scene of youthful dreams. A younger Ji-yeon, her face alight with joy, steals secret glances at her beloved. In a moment of pure bliss, they exchange vows, their voices soft yet filled with unwavering commitment. Their hands intertwine, a symbol of a love that promises an eternity of happiness. Radiant smiles reflect the boundless hope they hold for their future together. Surrounded by the vibrant energy of Seoul, they step forward, ready to embrace a life built on love and dreams. Inside the secret apartment, sunlight warmly bathes Ji-yeon and her husband, their faces radiant with new love. They cradle baby Ari, their movements gentle, a symphony of affection in their touch. The apartment, though cozy, is filled with an unspoken tension, a sense that their happiness is fragile. Their smiles, though bright, do not quite reach their eyes, hinting at a hidden unease. Love permeates the air, yet a subtle foreboding casts a shadow over their intimate family moment. Inside the Haneul Group headquarters, stern council members gather around a polished table, their expressions grave. Ji-yeon stands at the head, the weight of their collective gaze pressing down on her. Council Member 1 declares, "Ji-yeon, the situation is untenable. Ari's existence jeopardizes everything we've built." Council Member 3 coldly demands, "For the sake of Haneul Group, you must relinquish all claims to the child." Torn, Ji-yeon cries out in anguish, "She's my daughter, how can you ask me to do this?" High above Seoul, bathed in the hopeful light of day, Min Se returns to the Overlook, a place once filled with nervous rehearsals. The city sprawls beneath her, a vast tapestry of dreams and possibilities mirroring the journey she is about to undertake. Gone is the hesitant posture, replaced by a resolute stance, the weight of doubt lifted from her shoulders. Her eyes, now clear and focused, reflect the steely determination of a leader ready to embrace her destiny. A deep breath fills her lungs, invigorating her spirit with the promise of a future she is now prepared to shape. The quest to find her sister ignites within her, fueling her courage as she steps forward, ready to face whatever lies ahead. What would you do if you discovered a secret that could shatter your family's empire? Tell us in the comments, I'd love to hear your thoughts. And if you enjoyed this journey through Seoul's hidden legacy, please like, share, and subscribe for more heart-touching stories.